Hello, everyone. I am Faith Godbold from A Touch of Faith. Thank you for watching the replay. Come on in. Happy New Year to you. I'm super excited to be back for our first live of the new year, and we're going to fill an Etsy order as we make a beautiful flower wreath for Mardi Gras. So as you're coming in, make sure you say something so I know you're here, whether you're watching us right now or later on the replay. And I always look forward to seeing how far our broadcasts are reaching. So if you don't mind, go ahead and drop your city and state in the comments. If this is your first time joining us, whether live or on replay, comment the word new. And after the live is over, I'll go back and invite you to become a part of our faith family. And if you have not yet subscribed to us on YouTube or turned on your live notifications here on Facebook, make sure you go ahead and do that now. On Facebook, you can tap the three dots while you're watching this live. Go ahead and choose follow, and you can turn on live notifications. And of course, if you're over on YouTube, all you have to do is just click that subscribe button. You can even click the bell to turn on your notifications. All right, let's go see who is joining us in the comments. I'm super excited to be with you. How are y'all doing today? I hope you've had an amazing start to your new year, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. I'm thankful that we get to see another day. So I see Donzel has made it. Hey, Donzel, how are you today? Keisha Bryant, hello, Miss Keisha, how are you? Thank you for tuning in again. There's my Aunt Flo. Hey, Aunt Flo, how are you? You made it. And Sister Julia is here. Hey, sis, how are you? Yes, I had to put on my new sweatshirt that I made a few days ago. I didn't have a black one. And I said, you know what? It is cooler now. Let me go ahead and whip out a black version sweatshirt. Y'all know I love to wear my black, my pink. Those are my two colors I normally wear. So yeah, this is my new sweatshirt. Thank you so very much. All right. I am so thankful for each and every one of you. And I was not sure what we were going to do today, but I had an order come in, y'all, on New Year's Day, and I hadn't fulfilled it yet. And I said, let's go ahead and get that order done because I want this to get shipped off to Florida. So this one's on its way to Florida, and I can't wait for my beautiful customer to receive this order. And so we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to make a wreath for Mardi Gras. So let me go ahead, make sure we're all in the right place. Hello there, True Hair. How are you? Welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. I have not done any prepping, y'all, because I literally been cleaning all day. I said to myself, I relaxed so much during the break that today I was like, oh, let me get some things put away. So I put away all the Christmas, and I was pulling out things, getting ready for our next season that we'll be working on next holiday. And so we literally are going to do everything today from start to finish. So, hey, Miss Trina, how are you? All right, so let me get everything ready to go. I have my mesh right here that we're going to use, and it has those gorgeous colors. So the purple, the gold, the green, that's going to be our focus for this design today. And we're going to turn it into a beautiful flower. I had one already made, but I wanted to remake it. So we're going to make it together. All right. So how's everyone doing? Are you having a good start to your new year? And every year I like to choose a word of the year. So I've been going through each of your words, y'all, to see if anything resonates with me. And I think I've almost settled on it. So I'll be probably sharing that with you next week. I'm going to use my wood burner so we can get really beautiful edges on our design here. And for this one, we are going to need probably this whole entire roll. Close to it anyway. I want to cut a clean edge here. Normally, y'all, I put my mask on when I do this just to avoid the slight fumes that come off of it, but we're going to do it really fast today. Good. So glad you're doing good. So yeah, I've just been reflecting over all the things, as Miss Keisha said, because God has been so good to us, hasn't he? All right, so I'm just going to cut these into 10-inch pieces here, and I'm not going to go straight because I'm following the groove of the mesh. So I want to literally just walk down that groove and follow it as I go. And y'all, this is my first wreath for 2026 too. I thought about that today as I was prepping for the live. And I didn't know this would be my first wreath because I already had another wreath planned. So yeah, this is going to be our first wreath live and also our first wreath for 2026. How about that? Isn't that pretty cool? All right, and I'm just going to toss everything over here to the side so I can keep going. And we're going to get about 2 cuts each time because of my glass cutting board that I'm cutting on top of. Protects my mat. And Miss Trina, my polish is still looking good. I don't know if you've seen it yet. And I've been putting my cuticle oil on each day. I didn't put it on today, though. I thought about it as I came in here. I was like, oh, I forgot to put my cuticle oil on. So if I remember or if someone reminds me, I'll do it before we end. And you can see what it looks like when I add it. But it gives it just a really nice glossy finish. And, of course, it's protecting my cuticles. I'm going to pull my sleeves up a little bit, y'all, so that they're out of the way. And it's hard to believe my break is almost over. Every day has felt like Saturday to me. And then today I was like, oh, it really is Saturday today. So yeah, I was just cleaning up my office and getting everything back the way I need it to be. I haven't spent a lot of time in my studio over the break, and I did that on purpose to give myself an actual break. So many times during the break, I've told y'all this before, I literally just work. And I didn't want to do that this time. Yes, Happy New Year to everyone. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited and looking for God to do some amazing things this year in 2026. See how if it sticks a little bit, y'all, I just use the wood burner and pull it apart. Just like that. Yes, it is. Can you see? I mean, look at it. It looks so beautiful. So absolutely love it. All right. So we should have a little bit of this mesh left by the time we're finished. And I'm just taking my time going along the grooves here. And it's curling back on my hand as I do this. So I'm just letting it do that. It's not bothering me at all. See how I'm doing it just like that? And then if I need to, I can just separate it carefully. But if it's not quite cut, what I do is I just go back and use the wood burner just to make sure that I have it all set and ready to go. So that when we start building this, all of our pieces will be together, just like so. So what have y'all been up to today? I know I saw a few other people comment on my post. I think Sister Julia was watching television, she said. I know I enjoyed watching some movies and shows. They've had the Christmas movies are still on, y'all. Did y'all know that? And I've been taking advantage of the free channels. Like even though we have Spectrum, I've been using like those free apps that come built in on the TV. So like I've always loved the Samsung Movie Plus channel. And then we have an LG, and they have a LG channels. So I think I've been watching the Lionsgate channel, and that's where I've seen a lot of little Christmas movies. Isn't it pretty? I love the colors too. And I love when the colors transcend like this. So it's like a beautiful mix of the colors. Makes it so nice. All right. I'm just spreading it just to make sure I stay in place. Oh, you can tell that, Miss Trina. I love it. I do. And I've already, I think I've settled on my design for the creative circle for tomorrow. I had a couple of ideas for designs, but I think I've settled on our first project for the new year. So I'm excited to unveil that tomorrow. So we'll see what's in store. That's my private group where I teach other creatives how to create beautiful wreaths and bows and centerpieces, swags, tumblers, t-shirts, mugs, coasters, ornaments, all the things that I know how to make. That's where I teach. That's my teaching group. And y'all, I never knew I'd have a teaching business. You know, I've been an educator for 27 years now. And lo and behold, did I know when I started Touch of Faith that God would always also bless me to have a teaching business. Let me grab my scissors, y'all. I'm going to use those to hold this in place because it's going to continue to roll now. So let's do just a few more, and then we're going to start building our wreath, and we'll see how many more we need. Usually I do this step before going live. But like I said, y'all are getting to see me do it all with you today. I found some chicken in the freezer, so I thawed that out, found some steak, so I put that in the oven, and it's all set and done because I wanted hubby to have his meal prep for the week. He likes to do that. So since we both have to go back to work next week, trying to work ahead so things will be in place. All right, so let's put this away for now. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I had to get a little bit of water. No, I'm still using my tumbler. So we're going to use a smaller frame today, y'all. And I'm going to add some of my canvas to it. This is going to give me a center. I've already made one, but I like to keep a template handy so that I don't have to always cut these and trace them. So let's use this as our little guide. Just going to cut around it just like so. And let's trim it up. And we'll have some leftovers for later. You've seen me use this before if you've been on my page. All right, and then let me grab some of my zip ties. Because we need a way to hold these together. Hey, Aunt Flo, you had a salad with chicken wings? That sounds delicious. All right, and we're just going to attach this. I think that's what we're going to have tonight. Probably some chicken and salad. We had pizza the other night because I had a taste for that and haven't had pizza in a long time. So we had some pizza, and I went old school. I was thinking about how when I was a kid, a child, and they still do it now, I'm sure, they would serve the pizza with corn. So we had a side salad and corn with our pizza, and it was really good. So I turned it into an entire meal instead of just eating the pizza, because otherwise the pizza, we would have eaten it so fast, right? Hey, Miss Ashley is here. How are you? And Happy New Year to you. So happy to see you. Ashley, I'm still using that ribbon you gave me and blessed me with. Thank you for that again. Every time I look at it, I think about you. So thank you again so very much. All right, y'all, I'm just tying this down just so that it has a way to stay attached when we start making our wreath. And then we're going to get started adding that gorgeous mesh that you all saw me cut just now. I'm glad to hear that. All right, and then I'm going to trim these down just like so. These are my favorite zip ties. So most people use these for like hardware purposes or maybe cable tie management, because you can use it for that. Yes, they have been. Thank you. But I like to use these in my studio, y'all. And I think this is maybe, is it my 4th bag that I'm on now? And let me get my little bowl, because when I'm making things like this, I like my little bowl because it can contain all of my little trash there. I don't have to keep going over to the trash can as much. All right, let me add just a couple more, just like so. And I don't know if Miss Valerie's watching, but she ordered our Valentine's shirt. So she was our official first order of the new year. So thank you to Miss Valerie. This is Valerie number 1, because we have 2 Valeries on our page. So I worked on her design. Her shirt's going to be very beautiful. I can't wait until she sees it. So if you missed that Valentine design, you'll have to scroll back down on my page. YouTube people, I'll have to remember to post it for you so you can see it as well. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to tie that in so we have a base layer. And so now let's go ahead and grab some of our mesh. And I'm going to use these same zip ties to attach. So we're going to make some beautiful petals. I almost like to call this, I think, the poinsettia petal, because I've used it to make poinsettias before. And you can do it several ways, but I'm just going to fold it like a triangle, just like so. Matching the layers like top to bottom. And it's not going to be a perfect fit just simply because of how it was curled and folded when I was cutting it. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to literally start pinching and scrunching it up just like this. And then you bring those 2 pieces together just like so. And that's going to be our petal. And then we get to decide which side will be the one that I focus on. And I think, let me refold this one. Hold on, y'all. Because I really want the other color. So I'm going to put the purple on the right. Let's do it that way. You have options. That's what I love. You do have options when you're doing this. All right, so let me try it with the purple. And one thing I always tell my private group members is however you do it, make sure you're consistent each time. So I think I'm going to keep that purple on the same side each time. Isn't it? I know, right? And that is what we're making today. And I'm going to tie this one off for just a bit. I kind of like to use the ones that are tighter on the bottom of the wreath. So I think what we might do is go ahead and finish cutting our mesh so that the ones that are tighter go on the bottom. And then I can put the looser ones on the top. And look at there. That's going to be our beautiful little petal. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so let's do another one. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. Now remember, last time I had the purple on the right, like that. So let me look at this one right here for just a second, y'all. Let me glance open. was looking at that other one. So we had the purple on the right. Let me show you what happens if I rotate that purple. So let's put the purple on the left, like so. Okay. And then this time, I'm going to show you the slight difference. And again, it's totally personal preference as the designer. In this case, that's me. All right. And then I'm going to scrunch it up. And I'm going to compare and show you. I think I like this one better. So usually when I first start, I'll play with like how it looks when I'm creating it until I get it the way I want it to look. And this was the look I was going for. That first one's not bad, but this is more of what I'm used to. Let me trim this down and you'll see what I mean. Thank y'all. So see how the petal, first of all, it's laying flatter, which is what I wanted. Number one, and then I wanted my finished edge to be on this side. Whereas on this one, the finished edge is on the left. And see how this one looks a little bit more, I'm going to use the term loosey-goosey, like it's not as controlled. So let's go for this look. All right, so let me do that again. This is also due to the fact that it's an earlier piece on the roll before it's really curly. Okay. All right, so let's do that again. So remember, initially I had the purple on the right. We're going to put the purple on the left. Okay, and I'm pulling that top tip down just like this. And it's amazing how you can do different things with your mesh. All right, and I'm just pinching it just like so. Squeezing it together. Making sure it has that nice flattened look that I'm going for. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going to be. And then let's tie it off. You know, like that. So what I'm going to do is separate the pieces that came from the top or the roll when it was freshly cut. Separate those from the ones toward the end. And you really can't tell in this instance, but I am going to separate them. Okay, y'all like that? And I might, let's see if we can refold this one. I've already folded it twice, but let's just see if we can refold it and it not show. So we have extra mesh. We don't have to use this piece. Let's see if we can crease that. All right. And then I'm going to lay this one flat. And we'll see if we can use it. So let's tie it down. I'm actually going to put a book on top of it just to kind of flatten it out. Okay. And then we'll see if we can use that one. And let's get rid of this frayed end right here from where it was manipulated. So I'm just using the wood burner carefully. And it just literally burns it, y'all. Hey, Miss Kathy, how are you? All right, I'm going to put this under a book that I have back here. I used to have a book just for this purpose. Now, don't let me forget that's under a book back here, okay? Because I might forget. All right. Y'all like that? All right, so let's keep going. Yes, ma'am, doing great. Thank you. Trying to enjoy the last little bit of my break. I was saying every day has felt like Saturday, and then now it's like, oh, today really is Saturday. So we're making a Mardi Gras wreath today. We're getting our petals made, even though we're making this one. Now I still like getting the petals all created and tied just so that they stay in place the way that I want them to. And I'm putting my mesh over to the side right there, just so I can keep them where I want them to be. So if you're just joining, that is what we are creating. And I'm so happy to have y'all here. I had to think y'all remember which way we're doing it. Usually I'll have a piece on my table as a reminder. But in this instance, we're putting the purple on the upper side. So that's another way we can keep up with it. And let's just make these and we'll cut them when we're finished. Because y'all know I like to save time, right? I really do like to save us that time. And I'm going to go up, just speed up and go a little bit faster. Not too fast, though. This is the kind of thing that I like to do if I'm watching TV, or you can put on a book, like if you do audiobooks. I started my Bible reading plan. Did y'all see my post about that? And I have some of my family joining me this year. My mom did it with me last year. My hubby did it some, but this year, the three of us are doing it. My aunts are doing it. My nephew, I've invited my niece to do it. So yeah, pretty much anyone in my family. Aren't these colors beautiful? I love them too. And they're so vibrant. Like you don't even have to have it for Mardi Gras if you just like the colors. These are gorgeous. So we're just tying it off. And we'll cut them down when we're finished. I wanted to get all of the new pieces made. And I keep saying new, the fresh cut pieces from the roll before we do those tightly coiled pieces. Because I want these on the top. So I really hadn't planned to do it this way, y'all, but it just worked out. All right, let me grab, here's some tight pieces that fell on the floor. So we can definitely use these to put on first. And then we're saving those other ones to go on the top, right? Sometimes when I make wreaths like this, I literally have flattened the mesh first, but I really wanted to keep the volume in this wreath. So I wasn't worried about flattening it or any of that for this purpose. So after we get a few more of these done, and I'm kind of separating them into my little piles. So like this is going to be one that we'll put on the top. So let's save that one for the top. Kind of doing piles for the top and the bottom. This one can go on the bottom. Bottom. We'll do those for the bottom. That's really what I'm trying to get right now. That's top, and these are also bottoms. So we may have enough to do to get started, y'all. Yay. Okay. So what do y'all think? Looking pretty good so far? And Mom is not going live tonight, so we don't have to rush, y'all. All right, so let's use that one for the bottom, and then let's get one more. And then I think we'll have enough to do our first layer. Just like so. So if you follow my mom and you didn't see that message we posted, you actually have the night off on her page, so we can hang out here a little longer if you want. Let me redo that one. I didn't like how it looked when I got to the top. So for me, Miss Trina, when I say top, I'm talking about top and bottom. I'm talking about the wreath itself. So the bottom layer of the wreath is going to be what we start first, which is about to happen right now. And I am looking for the pieces that when we first cut the mesh, remember how I could open it up and it didn't curl back on me so easily? You remember that? Those are the pieces that I want on the top layer of my wreath. I'm going to put them on last. So when I say top, that means those petals will go on last because they will be more relaxed. The ones that are closer to the inside of the roll, they're going to be tighter. And so we're going to put those on first. And they all will look fine, but this is just me knowing how this wreath is going to look and having made them over and over. So like this piece came more from the tight part of that roll. So you can see how it's still curling, whereas this one was looser right here. So the one on the left, I'm going to save for later and put on the top of the wreath. We're going to put this one on first. And I'm going to show you that right now. So let's grab our wreath form. And we're going to start adding in those tighter pieces. You could put them on last if you want, but I just want to add them on first because I want the looser ones on the top part of my wreath where it's going to lay flat more. These will get covered up by those others is basically what I'm saying by doing it this way. All right, so there's the first one. All right, let's grab another one. Remember, I just stacked them all up right here. So I'm going to trim these all off just like so. Okay. Just like that. And then now we're going to add in another one. I hope I explained that okay. Let me know if I need to say it differently. All right, I'm going to move those back out of your way right there. And that's something I teach in the creative circle too, how to determine which petals you're going to use first and which ones you will save for the end. All right, so I'm just tying it right here onto my wreath form. Just like so. So see how we're going around? Thank you. This literally did start out as something fun to do. I was making a wreath for myself, another teacher friend and I at Thanksgiving time in, I believe it was 2014. Gosh, y'all, it's been a while. That's when I made my first wreath. So that's been almost 12 years ago now. And after I showed a picture of what I made to someone and they wanted a wreath, the moment I exchanged money, that's when I knew, oops, it's not a hobby anymore. It's not for fun. Hey, Miss Lynette, how are you? Miss Lynette, I picked up your shirt, so I'll be making your order soon. Thank you again. So yeah, that's how it all started. Me sitting at my kitchen table Had no idea that it would turn into this. And certainly had no idea that it would turn into having a teaching business where I would be teaching others. You know, I've always been a teacher, but I didn't know that I'd teach within my business. And that I think has been the most fulfilling part. I love all of it, but just the fact that I am still teaching, but in a different way, is truly amazing. All right, we're going to use these two next. Remember, I had these ready to go also. So if you are just joining, we are making a flower wreath for Mardi Gras. This one's already sold, but if you need a wreath like this, you can just, I don't think I have the link ready. It's on Etsy. If you comment Etsy, I think you can see it. I would be glad to make one of these for you. So yes, you can comment the word Etsy. And this is my second order for the new year, so I'm so excited. Thank you. It is looking good, isn't it? All right, we're going to add in, let's add in a few more, and then I'll hold it up and show you what it's looking like so far. I'm going to save this one for our next round. Let's see, I don't see any more tight ones, so let's get 2 more tight ones going. Remember we said that? That's what we wanted for the bottom layer. Okay. So this will give us an idea. So we're using our beautiful mesh. So what do you all do like for hobbies? Does anyone else create things? And it doesn't have to be wreaths, because anything you make with your hands, that's you creating, right? So let us know. What do you all do for fun? Like, what's your hobby? All right, so there's 2 more. Yes, this mesh is beautiful. I love some ombre mesh. It's my favorite, y'all. So when you do this, make sure you wear your mask. I normally do grab it. I think it's in the drawer back there, but I didn't since I knew I wasn't going to do all the mesh at once. But do have a mesh handy because it does have a little bit of smoke coming up when you are working with it. All right, let's make 2 more. Oh yes, the colors are beautiful. Love, love, love. All right, so we're making 2 more. And then I am tying it off. Ashley, that is right. Ashley bakes custom bundt cakes. I love it, and I know they're delicious. Forgotten about that. Miss Lynette, you crochet? I didn't know you crochet. If you were here Tuesday on my live, who was here when I had on the little purple like jump set? Y'all remember that? The what was it called? Like a workout set? There's another word for it, like a sweatsuit, but it was like the cute and casual version. Who saw that? That scarf I had on, I made that scarf. I don't know if I told y'all that. Maybe I did, because I think I told you I was working on a brown one and I hadn't finished yet. Oh, yes, you did see that replay. I remember. That's right. Yep, because I was commenting to you afterwards. So yeah, that scarf, I actually made that. Uh-oh, I think this one's a dud, y'all. Let me get another one. I couldn't slide that in, and I don't like to struggle. So if it doesn't go in that first time, I don't struggle because I have a whole bag over here. No need, right? All right, let's go ahead and place these two in. Yeah, I do crochet. When I was younger, my Aunt Florence, who she may not be on the live right now, but she taught me how to crochet. And I know my Aunt Judy crochets, my Aunt Marilyn. And I used to do like the granny squares. And one time, I think I made a vest. I've made a blanket before when I was younger. And I used to love to make like the little baby blankets because they're so fast to make. But I have made like a blanket for myself. But most recently, I like to do scarves because they're faster. I have a knitting machine that I've made scarves on before. I haven't made any bigger projects than that. Still love my knitting machine. I haven't used it in a long time. Might have to pull that out. But yeah. All right, y'all. Where did I? Oh, here it is. I was like, where's the one I'm looking for? So yeah. Isn't that cool? What do you crochet? Like scarves, I think you said. Do you make anything else? My little niece, Heaven. Oh my gosh, y'all. She's not little anymore. She's growing up. She's a young lady now. But she, remember those in the creative circle, she was our guest and she helped us learn how to crochet by hand. Well, she has taken off and she crocheted a cute little top that she and her mom wore on Christmas Day. She made some candy canes for Christmas and she's already started selling them. And she calls her business Heaven's Creations. So I'm so proud of her. And just any, inspiration that I could have in her life is just truly a blessing. Oh, yeah, let me hold it up. Look, because I just finished the first row. Look at there. So this is the outside layer. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to add some more. And I saw this mesh sitting there. So I said, oh, let me go ahead and make this petal. Thank you, Sister Julia. All right, so we're going to make some more. Sometimes I will make my petals on a day separate from when I make the wreath, so that when I sit down to make the wreath, I can literally just build it. But today we're doing it all together. So let me see how many pieces I have, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this is 14. I think we only need a handful more. So let's do about 4 more pieces, and I think that should be it. And then if we need more, we'll come back and we'll get it. Oh, wow, you used to crochet. How about that? What did you make when you crocheted? Got lots of crocheters on the live. Look at y'all. Did not know that. All right, so what did I say? 4 pieces? 4 pieces. We'll get these added next. So there's 2. Three, I just let it roll so I wouldn't have to hold on to it. And remember, I have one on the counter too, don't I? Back behind me. We don't have to use it though, but I just remembered that. All right, I turned that off because I think we're done. If we need more, I'll turn it back on. We're going to need the glue next, so I need to plug that in. Let's put this plastic back here. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the glue, y'all, so that step is done. And hopefully I counted correctly. If not, we shall see. Wow, blanket scarves, hat. Okay, that is awesome. Lynette says doilies. Thank you, Ashley. It is. It's the wood burning tool. It just helps seal the edges. If I use the rotary tool for this style wreath, the edges won't be as sealed. So that's just a little technique to try to minimize the fraying. Of course, you can't completely eliminate it, but I will spray it when I'm finished too. And help me remember, I'll show you the spray that I use. All right. So let's go ahead and finish making these smaller ones. The tighter ones is what I mean by that. And we'll get those added. And then we'll come back to the ones that I have here in the drawer. So I left them there on purpose. So we have a baker, we have other crocheters, anyone else? And you may not even realize you have like a craft or a hobby. But yeah, I had to try to find a new hobby after my hobby turned into a business because I was like, this is what I used to do for fun. And now it's supposed to be for fun, but I'm kind of working at the same time, but it still feels fun to me. So I really haven't found another hobby to replace it. I like to play board games, and we were going to play my favorite board game this break, but we haven't yet. So I told my husband, I said, if we don't get to do it, it's okay. We can do it the next break, which I'm already counting down to, will be Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And that is, what is that date? Is it the 19th? It's on a Monday. I'll have to look and see in a second. I can tell you. But when I do my countdowns, y'all, I don't count the number of like weekends. I just count the school days. So yeah, it's the 19th. So when I go back to school Monday, I will have 9 days to my next break. So that's what I'm already doing. It's like I count down from break to break. It just kind of gives you something fun to look forward to. So if we don't get to play hotels this break, we'll play it then. Does anybody else do that too? Like you count down to your time off? Give you something to look forward to. These petals, y'all, are making up so fast. All right, and I think we can use the ones we have up here. So let's do one more. This one doesn't feel as tight, so let's replace it. Oh, yes. How long have you been retired? That is right. You do need to find you something to do for fun. You deserve that. All right, I'm going to just cut that one off because it wasn't tight at all. Now, I don't know how my cutters ended up over there. All right, let's do this last one. I know some people like to shop, but I said that can't be what I do for fun because then that's going to be a very expensive hobby, right? Okay. The last one for now, I think. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And we'll see how that's going to look. So let's go ahead and trim all of these down that we just made. That went pretty fast. All right, so I'm going to collect them all right there. Let's get our wreath. And now we're going to go in and add round 2. And I'm just adding these zip ties so I know where I'm going to wire it in. Could do them all at once, but I like to just kind of do it as I go. I'm going to use my pliers this time so I can pull it. So now I'm going around. This is going to be row number 2. Let me see if I want to wire them all in, y'all. I might do that. Normally I don't. Let's see how it looks. Miss Trina, is it your first time? You haven't seen me make a wreath before? Oh, wow. Well, you'll definitely have to go back on my YouTube channel and catch some of those because we have lots of wreath videos. I even have some wreath tutorials over there. I'm excited you're here. I thought you were here for a wreath before. Are you sure? I did not know that. Trying to think. Y'all help me. What was the last wreath we made on my page? Trying to remember. Y'all may think of it before I do. And I'll look in just a second. Wow, I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Miss Trina, you weren't here when we made the Christmas giveaway wreath? We did that one live, I know for sure. I'm just thinking while you're thinking. Thank you. It is turning out pretty nice, isn't it? So doing this is going to save me a little bit of time. So I'm just going around, finding my placement holes where I want these to go. I understand. Time goes by fast sometimes. I know we did the giveaway wreath from this year, and I'll have to look. You may have been here for the fall wreath. Remember Simone and I did like a fall crafting bonanza. That was a wreath we did, and I'll have to go back because we do so many lives. I can't keep them straight. I'd have to look on YouTube to see. Donzel, can you check while you're over there? I know you're on YouTube. Tell me what was the last wreath we made. All right, y'all. So I'm just adding these in. So this is round 2. And let me pull it down some so you can see. See how it's all shaping up. Yes, ma'am. And if you go to the website, and I'm going to probably revamp the website a little bit because I had some plans for 2026 to do that. But if you go to the website, you can also click live stream. It'll take you to all the YouTube videos. But Donzel's over on YouTube, so he might be able to tell us. You think it was the giveaway? Oh, thanks, Miss Kathy. She's looking too. Thank you. So it might have been the giveaway wreath. Okay, that's what I was thinking. And I think Miss Trina was there. I'd have to go back. You know, we can't check the comments on Facebook. So unless I called her name, I wouldn't really know, but she would know if she looks at it. All right, y'all, we did the second row that fast. Oh my goodness. All right, let's trim all these down. And then I'll hold it back up again so you can see how it looks. And we have one more layer to make. We'll get our center added. All right, are y'all ready to see it? There we go. Look. Oh my goodness. Look at how it's turning out. So beautiful. I love it. And I didn't measure it yet to tell you, but this wreath is going to be about 21 inches. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love it. All right, so we're going to make our last set of petals. I have that one on the counter. I don't think I'm going to worry about using that one because I did go ahead and cut an extra piece, but we might look at it. I don't think I want that one for the top, but we'll see. Because remember, I wanted to use it more on the bottom of the wreath. Thank you all so much. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. We're going to use some ornaments to make our center. And it's going to turn out great. Y'all are so good. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Let's pull a few more of these out. And I'll dump my bowl trash in just a second. That bowl comes in so handy. All right, so we'll cut those at the end. So is anyone else doing like a Bible plan for the year where you read the Bible in a year? I shared this on my page Wednesday, but my favorite, or was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. My favorite is the Bible Recap with Tara Lee Cobble. It's a chronological plan, and you read the scriptures. There's a prayer first that you pray before you start. Then you read the scriptures, and then each day that you start a new book of the Bible, there's a summary video to watch so you can understand that book before you dive into the scriptures. So you watch that first, then you read your scriptures, and if you're on an app, you can have the app read the scriptures to you, which is what I like to do when I follow along in my Bible. And then at the end of your reading, there's a video that Tara Lee does, and she recaps what you've just read. And for me, that has been the most powerful piece. My mom and I were talking about it today, because I will tell you, anytime I tried to read the Bible before, I never would fully finish. And I think her recaps is what helps me, because it helps answer questions that you might have, helps you understand what you just read. And so, yeah, last year, 2025, was my first year successfully reading the entire Bible. Uh-oh, is it freezing for anyone else? Let me know that, Ashley. I'm glad you went out and came back in. Sometimes it acts up. We were live one time and the live was blurry, and then all of a sudden it kicked me off and I had to start over. And I didn't even know it until someone was telling me. I think it was Miss Trina. She was telling me. So yeah, it acts up. I can't even explain it. So I'm glad you went out and came back in. Hopefully it'll stop. Anyone else having issues? Let us know. Last time it was a Facebook issue. All right, y'all, we have just 3 more to make. And then we'll get these added to the wreath. Just like so. Hello, Fantastic Four. We are making a Mardi Gras flower wreath. And we're making our last few petals. I'll hold it back up again in just a second. Thank you for tuning in. Happy to have you here. So let's make our last 2 pieces. And then we'll get these added to our base, and it is shaping up oh so beautifully. But welcome. Happy to have you. I'm Faith. And if you love this type of content, I would appreciate if you give us a like, give us a subscribe. Oh, gotcha, Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy's using the Word Bible app. She's in the Old Testament this year, and she did the New Testament last year. Gotcha. Yeah, I know some people break it up because when we made it to the New Testament in the video, she was alluding to some people who may be just starting the New Testament. So yeah, that's awesome. I found the kids version and I sent that to my niece and nephews so that they can do the one for kids. And I ordered them like the actual guide, so they have the written copy as well. And I ordered it for myself this year too, because right now, if I want to go back and review what I've learned and what I've read, I have to go through the videos. But having the printed book, I feel like I'll be able to just do it this way and go back through the printed guide. So I'm excited about that. That just came today. If you want a link to any of those things, like the plan I'm using, if you comment the word Bible, it'll give it to you. I think you can comment TBR. All right, so there are our last few petals. So here is the wreath. If you're just joining us, take a look. Oh my goodness, look at there. Probably just that wood burning tool, Ashley, I would say, and following the group. Ashley asked on Facebook, did you have to learn to cut the ribbon a certain way so that it doesn't fray? I would say following that groove. So instead of measuring it out and cutting it exactly at 10 inches, I followed the groove and stayed in between the two pieces and cut that way. And if you need me to do it again, let me know and I'll be glad to model it, okay? I know, right, Miss Lynette? And Miss Lynette ordered the sage and gold version of this wreath. So if y'all remember that, we made that on a live. There's another wreath we made. I just remembered that. I think that was Christmas in July. All right, so let's get these added. It's going to start getting a little tight now because we're at the end. So let's get our last zip ties added. Thank you all so much. All right. So yeah, Miss Lynette has that wreath. And as soon as you said that, it came back to me that you had that one. And that turned out beautifully. I think I have one more roll of that mesh, and I was going to make another one because I love those colors so much. So if you missed that wreath, you'll have to go back on YouTube to our Christmas in July videos. And we made a wreath like this, but it was sage and gold. It was so beautiful. And I even had the matching ornaments. Couldn't believe that. I was like, oh my gosh, I have the matching ornaments that will fit this wreath. So I'm so happy. Did you hang it this Christmas, Miss Lynette? Or did you already have it hanging? Because you always take such good care of all of your wreaths. And that's what I love. You don't have to just hang them on your door. Like if you purchase a wreath like this and you love it so much, you could hang it inside your home and enjoy it yourself. That's what I use my doors for inside my home. And in our old house, we had a door that went from the kitchen to the laundry area, and I could see that door from my couch. And so guess what? I would put wreaths on that door and sit on my couch and look at my beautiful designs. Like it just made me happy looking at them. So yeah, you can actually do that. Oh, you did hang it for Christmas and you took it down yesterday. Wow. It is, yes. It comes together fast. That is amazing. I'm so glad you enjoyed your wreath. I have not taken ours off the door yet. I need to switch it out because I was going to put up a different wreath, but I'm still enjoying it. Have y'all taken down your Christmas? Or are you enjoying a little bit longer? I was thinking about converting some of mine into like Valentine's Day, but I don't know yet if I'm going to do it for sure. All right, y'all, I think I have a placeholder for every piece. So let's go ahead and start adding in our last layer. Okay, and it doesn't matter where we start. So I'm just going to start right here. And I'm going to grab my pliers. I was trying to make sure I had the glue going, and I forgot I did plug it. Just like that. For a minute, I was thinking it was my old glue gun where I had to turn it on. This one I don't have to turn on at all. Thank goodness. All right, so we're just going to add these in, and it's going to fill this wreath out quite nicely here. Then we're going to grab some ornaments for the center, and I'm just fluffing them out as I do this, because I don't want it to be flat. I want it to have body and volume. And that's what I love about this design, is it does that easily on its own. All right, y'all see how I'm doing it? See how it's coming together, just like so. And all I'm doing is just going all the way around. So yeah, I may work on the website. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or not. Maybe some tomorrow evening. Maybe. We'll see. All right. And I have 2 more, y'all. So 2 more. So 1. Just like that. And then here is the last one. Oh, I had 2. Wow, I had extra. Look at there. So let's use this one. I am self-taught for the most part, Ashley. I did have a couple of membership groups that I joined where I gained some knowledge on how to design, but initially self-taught, and then I've picked up, of course, some things along the way. And that's why I'm so thankful for my creative circle, because I've been able to teach the things that I learned and things that God has shared with me in my own teaching group. So yeah, and if that's something anyone is interested in, if you comment the word create, I'll send you that information. We are accepting new members for the year of 26, and the rates have not increased yet. So I always like to say that, because usually the new year is when the rates increase, but they have not increased yet. So if you want to take advantage of the 2025 rates, you can join us now. We meet in the Creative Circle every Sunday at 4:30 Eastern live. You also have access to all the replays. And then, of course, you can go back in the archives and check out the videos. And I'm still working on getting those reorganized after Facebook made changes. But yeah, I would absolutely love to have you come check us out. And then I have a business coaching group whereby I teach other creatives how to turn their hobby into cash. And so that group meets every Thursday, 4:30. No, let me make sure, 5 o'clock Eastern time. So every Thursday, 5 o'clock, same thing. You can go back, catch all the replays. And this year I'm doing it a little bit differently. We're going to have a theme every month, and we're going to work towards that theme. We're going to set goals, even infusing some action steps and things for you to do each week, building in homework assignments so that you can look back over each month and see how far your business is growing. So if anyone's interested in that one, you can comment the word business. But I would love to have any one of you come join us. And if you're on YouTube, let me add the link for you, because I can put that in the comments for my YouTube family. So let me do it right now. And then y'all can look at the wreath a little bit more. All right, so I just added the link, learnfromfaith.com, for my YouTube people. All right, y'all, look at the wreath. How did we do? Thank you, Ashley. Thank y'all so much. How did we do, y'all? Look at there. All that's missing now is the center. So let's make the center. We're going to use some ornaments. I think I have them here. If not, we'll go grab some. Move my stand out of the way there. Taking pictures earlier. All right, so let's see. I want some gold glitter ornament like that. But not the large one. All right. So let me look over here, y'all. Hang on. Thank you. Oh, thank y'all so much. All right, so I want the glitter ones. So here's one right there. And then let me look and see. I think I have some over here. Y'all keep commenting and I'll be right back over there with you. Grab my scissors. I gotta open this pack up. Already clustered together. I think we can use. I'm gonna try. All right, let me see if I can reach this because I found a cluster already together. It does pop. Oh, wow. Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back and read the rest of your comments. Trying to see if I could use this instead, y'all. Hang on one second. All right, y'all. That wasn't quite the ones I was looking for. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm going to go check in my other studio. Hey, Miss Leah, you made it. Let me see what Miss Trina said. Well, I would love that, Miss Trina. You can come and just watch if you want to. You don't even have to make the stuff. You can just come. So click that link, create, okay? All right, y'all, let me go look for some more of these, but I want the shiny ones. If we don't find the shiny ones, I'll use these. All right, but y'all keep watching and I will be right back. So y'all keep commenting. I'll be right back. Let me take this one with me so I can find the right one, okay? I'll be right back. If you can cut it already, yeah. If you can already cut it. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I had to dig in my stash that I just cleaned or, put away. And guess what? They don't make the gold the same, but I think we can still make it work. So here's an unopened box. The gold is a little bit different. So we're going to make a decision. And if we don't like this version of gold, we will use the shiny ones. But yeah, I started to bring the whole bin, but I was like, no, let me not bring the bin. I'll just grab what I need. And I don't know, these were not in my new stash, so I've had these for a while. All right, so I did not have to go to Hobby Lobby this year for their 90% off because I made it for the 80% off. And I'm glad because that crowd was no joke last year. When we went to Hobby Lobby, my sweet husband, he jumped in the line while I shopped, and that saved us so much time. Uh-oh, I think I need one more. If we use these, I'm going to have to get one more. I think I need 6. So yeah, we can make that work, but I'm going to have to grab one more. What do y'all think? Y'all like these? And these are some pretty colors. We could mix the green in. Maybe we could do all kinds of things, right? All right, so let's start it, and then I'll go get the one more. So we're going to save this one and put it back for later. My husband knew where I grabbed these from. And he probably could figure it out, but I'll just get it again in just a second. Oh, wow, Leah, yours didn't hardly have anything. Yeah, that's disappointing. Thanks, Donzo. All right, so let's get some wire here. Thank y'all for still being here, by the way. I was helping my husband with some avocado that he had bought because, when you buy it, if it's not quite right, you want to leave it out. So I was showing him that. All right, so I'm just going to cut some pieces of this wire so we have a way to attach this. Okay, last year was better. Gotcha. Oh, that sounds great. Stay as long as we can. That sounds good. Thank you. All right. Yeah, last year they had more. So I was like, after I saw how little they had on the 80% off day, I was like, there's no need to come back. I'm not missing anything. So I wasn't worried about it at all. Yes, we're using, no, not the shiny. We're using the glitter. I wanted to use the glitter gold. We could use the shiny, but I really like that glitter look. I think the glitter look with the wreath looks better, but we could absolutely use the shiny. This is the shiny, but I really wanted this glitter, this shade of gold, but they changed the shade. So this one is not as bright as the old one that I have, but it'll still work. All right, let me grab one more of these glitters, and then we'll get these put together. Y'all, I'll be right back, okay? Keep chatting. All right, y'all. Made it back. All right, so one more. And let me just tuck these. And look, this one's different. So this is all gold. Had I known that, I would just grab that one instead. That way, we got just the gold we needed. All right, so, oh, I try. I try, Miss Trina. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue as I do this, because I do not like for my caps to come off. If you've ever worked with ornaments, you know that those caps have a tendency to come off, and we don't want that at all. I'm going to feed my wire through next time before I glue, so that it's all in the location of where I want it to be. So let's go ahead and do that. Because I've had that happen before, like on garlands that I've made, and the cap would come off. Then I'd have to repair it. I don't like doing that. Let's put the wreath out of your way there. So yeah, I'm excited. And if anyone else wants to join Miss Trina and join us for the new year, we meet tomorrow for class, and I have a wonderful tutorial prepared for us. Really excited about it. So yeah, come on and join us. We'd love to have you. So I'm just getting these prepped ahead of time. And I've already done one. I guess I need one more piece of wire. Uh, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to make sure you get in to the group, because I have to approve you and all of that, you typed create in the comments, it'll send you the link to join us, and then I'll get you approved and all the things. All right, and I should use my cap here to finish pushing this down, just like that. So I'm just gluing those little caps and adding the wire at the same time. Oh, y'all, I found the wire. It got moved with the flower. I knew I had it. I was like, wait a minute. I counted before I left. And there were 6. But it got moved when I pushed the wreath up for y'all out of the way. But it's okay. We'll use that next time. Here we go. Okay, so that's 3 done. This time I'm going to start inserting the wire first, because that glue hit my hand. It didn't burn, but it just got on my nail. All right, there we go. All right, last 2. And that one came right out. There we go. All right, now we're on the last one. Just like that. All right, so let's let those finish setting up. All right, so now we're going to take our ornaments. I'm just going to cluster them together, just like so. And then all I'm going to do is add them to the center of our wreath. I'm going to feed them in, dropping it right here in the middle. Kind of eyeballing it. Just like that. Well, hello, Simone is here. How are you? Happy New Year to you. All right. So we're getting our ornaments all in. Let me make sure I have them all pulled, and we'll get it centered once they're all in. And then I can start positioning them the way that I want. So I want them in a circle. I think I have room for one more, y'all. Let's do one more. Just like that. And before we tie it, let's grab one more. Oh, yeah. You were organizing and you're scrapbooking and journaling supplies. That's awesome. I know there's always something to do, isn't it? And I just was ready to get Christmas out of the way because it had literally been sitting there for a minute. I pulled out my Valentine's, but then I put it back. I said, okay, I don't need it down yet, but I will be getting it soon. I was looking for a sign to see if I still had it. So after I got the answer to my question, then I put it away. I was like, I'm not ready to have this down yet, but I will be soon. All right, so I had to do one more. So it took me 7 of these for the center. All right, I'm just going to add this one in just like that. And see how it's just coming together, y'all? So nicely. All right, and now I'm going to pull that new one that I just added. It's in my hand, but the other wires were like pushing. There we go. All right, had to feed it that way. It's the ornament cap. All right, there we go. So now I'm ready to go ahead and tighten it up, and then we'll come back and position everything, make sure it stays exactly where I want it. So see how it's looking now? Just like that. All right, so I don't want my wires going anywhere. So I'm going to twist them together, just like so. Donzel, you took your tree down? Okay. And I'm just giving it a couple twists. I always like to look at it, make sure it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Thank you. Okay, giving it just a couple of twists there. All right, and then once I confirm it's exactly where I want it, all right, we're going to trim some of this off because we don't need all of this. Just like so. Now I'm just going to push it back through the wreath here. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to adjust the ornaments that are in the center one last time. Now that everything is exactly where we wanted it. And then the only thing I have left to do, y'all, is to add a hanger to the back. You could use the wreath forms hanger, that wire. Let's see if we can add a hanger. I was looking for the gold, but that gold is a different shade. So let's just use the green. So we're going to make a green hanger right here. And all I'm going to do is just add it to the back. So here's the front of the wreath. Y'all want to see that while I add the hanger. So y'all, because I didn't put up as many decorations, guess what? It won't take me as long. So that was one benefit of not putting up a lot, because you know I wanted to, but then after I saw that I wasn't, I said, you know what? I'm not going to complain about this. It's not a bad thing that I'm not putting up a lot. All right. So I'm just adding my hanger to the back. Just like so. Giving it a couple of twists. Now let me do the other side. You didn't either? I know. It was a different kind of year, and I didn't mean to not start early, but I don't know. It just didn't happen the way I wanted. But I'm okay with that. It actually worked out. All right. So now there's a smooth hanger on the back. I'm going to trim that leftover piece off. So you can hang it either with the wreath form, or you can hang it with the wire. So this is what the back looks like. I'm going to cover that center right there. You don't have to, but since I have that wire, I will, but I'm going to push that in a little bit more, but there's the hanger. So yeah, this is our wreath, y'all. What do you think? How did we do? So absolutely love this. This is about 21 inches, And this is our gorgeous design for today. So let me know what you think in the comments. I think it turned out beautifully. That gold glitter for sure is what it needed, and it is popping. Oh, I love it. 10 out of 10. I love that. You kept it simple. You just put your green mesh wreath up and nothing inside the house. Yeah, absolutely love that. So yay. Thank you so much. All right. So if you're interested in this wreath, I can make one more. So if you comment the word Etsy, you can get the link to my shop where you'll find this Mardi Gras wreath. And if you're interested in joining my creative circle, don't forget the word to type is create, and that will send you the link where you can join us. We do meet tomorrow at 4:30. So every Sunday, 4:30. And we have an amazing time. As Donzel says, he likes long lives. We have long lives. So I take my time. I go nice and slow, walking you through every step, teaching every step of the way, showing you my thought process. So that meets on Sundays. And if you're interested in the business coaching class, we meet on Thursdays at 5 o'clock. You can comment the word business and you'll get that direct link to your inbox as well. All right. Is there anything else before we head out? Thank y'all so much for spending some time with me this first Saturday, our first live of the new year, our first wreath of the new year. I'm going to be making Miss Lynette's shirts soon, and I will share a video of that on my page. So make sure you stay tuned, stay connected. All right, let's see if there's anything else before we head out for today. Y'all are amazing, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here. I hope you've had a great start to your new year, and I pray that all things that God has for you comes to pass this year. And I look forward to spending 2026 with you because we have some amazing designs in store, and I can't wait to share what I'm working on next. All right, I think that is it. So don't forget to go out and look for something good, because when you find that something good, you know you have found God. And remember, God's got me, God's got you, and we've got this. Have an amazing rest of your night, and I will see you all soon. We'll be back Tuesday, 5:30 Eastern time for our next live here on my main page. Love y'all so much. Good night, everyone.